Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our 16th class of this intermediate English course. Please confirm if you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, teacher, good
Good
evening.
evening. Welcome back, guys. Good evening, Joankel, Angela, Angelina, Saoni. Welcome back, Saoni. Camila, Nidia, Janelle, and Jennifer.
Hello, teacher.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay,
Good
guys.
evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, teacher.
Good evening. Okay, guys, so I hope you had a nice Holy Week. Now we have to get back to business, our business. Okay, so the first thing is that we have to check, we have to review the verbs that you are going to study this week. So things are going to change a little bit regarding the verbs because you are used to working with 10 verbs per week, right? 10 verbs. So for this week, you're going to work with 12 verbs. And from next week on, you're going to work with 15 verbs per week. Okay? You are adults now, you can manage more information. So for this week, 12. But from next week on, 15 verbs till the end of the verbs. Okay? At least the irregular verbs. Okay, so 15 from next week on. So let me show you which verbs you have to study for this week. Okay, so for this week, we're going to study the verbs highlighted in green. We are going to study the verbs highlighted in green, which are seek, sell, send, set, sue, shake, shear, shine, shoot, show, shrink, shot. Okay, so seek, sought, sought, sell, sold, sold, send, sent, sent, set, 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 sue, sued. We have here two, sewn or sued again. Shake, shook, shaken, shake, shook, shaken, shear, shore, shorn, shine, shone, shown, shoot, shot, shot, show, showed, shown, shrink, shrank, shrunk, and shot, shot, shot. I know it's a lot of new terms and words, but it's part of the process, guys. So we are going to work with those. So let's begin with tonight's class, unit number 9. Next week, we will work with unit number 10. And unit number 10, it's one of the most important units in the whole series. Okay? Unit number 10, because we're going to talk for the first time about present perfect. And unit number 10, it's so important that you will have two, not one, but two practices based on the same unit next week. So next week, you will have 3 practices. 1 for the verb review, and 2 to evaluate the content of unit number 10. Just to give you a heads up, okay? Just a little heads up. Okay, so tonight's class, it's pretty simple. It's me who's going to do the majority of the talking because it's explaining night. Okay, so unit number 9 is about what does she look like. We're going to talk about people's physical appearance. Okay, we have here, I think that I read this, but doesn't matter, I will read it again. Long brown hair, for example, short blonde hair, straight black hair, curly red hair, bald, a mustache and a beard, young, middle-aged, elderly, handsome, good-looking, and pretty. So, okay, here we have handsome and pretty. So pretty is normally a term that we use for women, and handsome is a term that we normally use for men. In the case of good looking, it's a term that we can use for both men and women. Okay, good looking. Okay, something else. The way that these words are arranged is a rule. Okay, la forma en la que están ordenadas estas expresiones aquí es una regla. Okay, adjectives in English have an order. So here you have lawn, and then you have the color, because in English, the form goes at the beginning and then it is followed by the color. Just for now, I won't talk about that in detail, but you need to understand that this structure, memorize it like that. First, the shape, and then the color. Short blonde, long brown, straight black, curly red. You see the shape of the hair goes first, and then the color. If you say it otherwise, like for example, brown long hair, it sounds good to us in Spanish, but it sounds wrong in English. You have to keep the order intact. Long brown, short blonde, straight black, curly red. Okay, and then the noun, hair. Okay, here you have more terms about height. You have short, fairly short, medium height, pretty tall, and very tall. Okay, so you have to look for the meaning. I will ask in our next class, what is the meaning of fairly short? Specifically this one, fairly short. What is fairly in Spanish? Okay, so your first homework are going to be starting with this. What does she look like? Write the opposites. Pretty easy. Use the words in the box. So here we have dark, curly, short, long, and elderly. We have to write down the opposites of these terms, right? Number 2. Here you have to match the words in columns A and B and write the descriptions. So you have to match one word from column A with one word from column B. For example, medium height, okay, which is the term. So you have to look here at these structures so you can identify which one of these go along, okay? It's not up to you. There is only one way to do this, and you have to be aware of which are those, okay? Bien. So I'm going to explain this in Spanish because it can be a little bit confusing. A little bit confusing. Okay. Este ejercicio, luego de haber hecho esta parte en el que, ¿verdad? Identificamos el término de la columna A con el término de la columna B para colocarlo aquí, vamos a utilizar nuestras respuestas para responder a estas preguntas. ¿Ok? Por ejemplo, how tall is he? Bueno, yo voy a utilizar de aquí la respuesta de tamaño, en este caso medium height. Ok. Como es un he, bueno, he is medium height. Luego, what does he look like? ¿Cómo él se ve? Ok, entonces tengo que buscar aquí de mis respuestas que ya he formulado, cuál de ellas hace referencia a la apariencia física. Y así sucesivamente. Es decir, todas las respuestas se van a tomar de aquí. Usted realiza este ejercicio, va a tener los resultados aquí y con eso va a responder cada pregunta. Bien. ¿Se entendió esa parte ahí?
Yes.
Yes?
Teacher.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. So, now it's your turn to speak. Let's read this. Who is going to begin? She's so pretty. Who is going to begin with the reading? Okay, Joangel Gomez and Saoni. Okay, so Joangel is going to be Justin and Saoni is Lauren. Go ahead.
Okay. I hear you have a new girlfriend, Justin.
Yes, her name is Stephanie. She's really smart and she's so pretty.
Really? What does she look like?
Well, she very tall,
How tall?
about 5 foot teacher,
Yes, about 5 foot.
5 foot 10, I suppose.
Yeah, that is pretty tall. What color is her hair?
She have a beautiful brown hair.
And how old is she?
I don't know. I think it's a little rude to ask.
Okay, very well. It's a little rude to ask. Nice. Okay, let's continue with Angela and Janelle. Angela, you're Lauren, and Janelle is Justin.
I hear you have a new girlfriend, Justin.
Yes, her name is Tiffany. She's really smart and she's so pretty. And she's so pretty.
Really? What does she look like?
Well, she's very tall,
How how tall?
about 5'10", I suppose.
Yeah, that is very tall. What color is her hair?
She has beautiful brown hair.
And how old is she?
I don't know. I think he's a little rude has.
Okay, I think it's a little rude to ask. Okay, very well. Who else is going to read? Who else is going to read? Jennifer. Okay, who else? We have here Angelina, Nidia. Yeah, okay. Angelina, you're going to read, Angelina?
Okay.
Okay, so Jennifer and Angelina. Jennifer is Lauren and Angelina is Justin.
Okay. I hear you have a new boy girlfriend, Justin.
Yes, her name's Tiffany. She's really smart, and she's so pretty.
Really? What does she look like?
Well, she's very tall,
How tall?
about 5 foot 10, I suppose.
Yes, that is pretty tall. What color is her eyes? Hair.
Hair.
Here.
She has beautiful brown hair.
And how old is she?
I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a little rude to ask.
Okay, very well. Okay, guys, if no one else is going to read, I'm going to read it myself. She's so pretty. I hear you have a new girlfriend, Justin. Yes, her name's Tiffany. She's really smart and she's so pretty. Really? What does she look like? Well, she's very tall. How tall? About 5'10", I suppose. Yeah, that is pretty tall. What color is her hair? Hair. She has a beautiful brown hair. And how old is she? I don't know. I think it's a little rude. It's a little rude to ask. Yeah, he must be crazy. Okay, so you can see here so pretty, and then you see here pretty tall. So we are using the same term, pretty, but with different meaning. So pretty, so is an intensifier to say muy, right? Muy bonita, so pretty. While here, pretty tall, pretty is the intensifier of tall, muy alto. So you can see how in English they change the meaning of a word just by changing its position. Okay, here so was after, sorry, pretty was after so, and it means something, but here pretty is before tall, and it means something entirely different. Okay, okay, so let me explain this. This is an easy topic, guys, really easy. We're talking about describing people. We studied something like that in the intro book. But now we're going to go into more details about a person's appearance. So what does she look like? Is a general appearance question. What does she look like? It's a question inviting the other person to describe. Well, she's tall with brown hair. She's pretty, a description. Then you have, for example, does he wear glasses? To know if the person when you ask in English if someone wears glasses, is this: I wear glasses, okay? Wear glasses. No, he wears contacts, which is when you don't have to wear a glass like this. Jennifer, do you have a question?
No, teacher, excuse me, parece que se quedó levantado.
It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. No problem. Okay, so these are general appearance questions. For example, I could ask maybe, does he wear jeans, or does she wear skirts, or does she wear I don't know, dress, sorry, dresses, the idea is to ask about something about that person. In this case, they're asking about the glasses. Okay, so these are general appearance questions. Then we have height. Okay, height is about, right? Height, how tall you are. Height, okay? How tall is she? You have one of two ways of answering this. You can use the US system, right? And talk about the height of someone in foot, or you can use the meter, meter, pies y metros, right? So if you are using the foot system, which is the one that we normally use here in Dominican Republic, we don't use the meter system normally. So how tall is she? Well, she's 5'10". Foot. Yeah, the same word for your foot. Es la misma palabra que para su pie, la misma. But here is a technical word. So she's 5'10". Or you can say she's 1 meter 78. Okay? So both are possible. It will depend on which system are you using, meter or foot. How tall is he? Well, if you don't have the exact measurement, you can say a reference, or something approximate, an approximate. For example, his medium height. That is not exact, but it gives the other person an idea. Or he's very tall, or he is pretty tall, or he is fairly short. You know, those references, which are these ones that we have here, they are not specific, but they give the other person an idea of the height of that person, okay? Because we not always know the exact height of someone else. I mean, if I see, for example, Joangel Gomez on the street, I have an idea of how tall he is, but I don't know exactly how many foot does he have. I don't know. But if I see him, I could say, I compare him with me and I say, well, he's pretty tall, or maybe he's medium height from my perspective. You see? So that's the idea with these terms. They give the other person an idea of the height of that person. We have then hair. When we talk about hair, we ask about a couple of things. We can ask about how long is her hair, or how long is his hair. It's pretty short. Or we can talk about the color of that hair. What color is his hair? It's dark light brown. Okay, in this case, you can't use both, right? Because dark and light are opposites. So it is either dark or light. Well, you can say it's dark brown, or you can say it's light brown. You see? And then we have the age. How old? How old is she? She's about 32 years old. But what about if you don't know the exact age of that person? Well, we normally say 30s. When someone is around 30 years old, 35, 34, or 38, but we don't know exactly the age, we say 30s. That person is in her 30s. If that person is between 28, 25, 22, we say that person is in his 20s. Okay? If that person is 42, 44, 48, in that range of 40, we say that person is in his 40s. Okay? So we don't know exactly the age, but we know it's around 40 something. Tell me, Joankel, do you have a question?
No, teacher. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So I will explain this again now using my tool. So establishing the baseline profile, every physical description requires sorting data into two primary operational categories: states of being and physical possessions. Okay. We have this subject is general concept used for general descriptions of appearance or stature, right? For example, she is tall, she is pretty, she is short. Okay, this is general ideas. Here we have physical feature, something that is unique for that person. For example, she has brown hair. That is a physical feature. Okay, because not everyone has brown hair, so you can identify that person with that. Here we have the vertical metrics. We have the US system and we have the metric system. So the US system is with the foot, right? 5'10". And we have the metric system, which are the meters. Again, you can use whichever you like. It doesn't matter. Okay? We normally use foot here in Dominican Republic. Hair analysis. We talk about length. This is the length. You see, short, fairly short, long hair. You see the length. We have short, long. The color parameter, which is the color. Is it brown? Is it black? Is it blonde? And age parameters. like exact data. She is 32. If we know the age, we can say the age. Or range data. Use decades to estimate when exact date is unknown, which is what I was talking about. When we don't know exactly the age of another person, we can use an estimate within a decade. For example, he's in his 20s or she's in her 30s. If the person is between 20 and 29, he's in his 20s. If the person is between 30 or 39, he's in her 30s or in his 30s, depending on the sex. But the idea is only to give an estimate, okay? Okay, the limitation of static descriptors. Okay, target profile, subject is tall, subject has brown hair, subject is in his 30s. Okay, just to give you an idea. And that's basically it in the case of this grammar focus. Is that clear? Do you have any questions about general appearance? Pretty easy, huh? Okay, so let's continue. So here you have your first exercise. Tell me, Saoni.
Ok, cuando dice la pregunta de la edad, que dice his, que está en sus 30 y pico, que no especifica la edad.
Exactly.
Ok.
Very well, yes. Okay, so here we have this first exercise. This is simple, very simple. So we have here write questions to match these statements. So here you have answers. My father is 52. I'm 167 centimeters. My cousin has red hair. We have to write a question. What would be the question for this answer? For example, the number one says my father is 52. The question would be, how old is your father? Right? Simple. How old is your father? So you're going to do the same thing with every response. You're going to look at the response and you're going to figure it out which question was being asked. Then we have this listening. Which one is Justin? Listen to descriptions of 6 people. Number them from 1 to 6. So in this audio, they are going to describe all of these people that you see here in the picture. And you have to number them in the order they are being described in the audio. Simple. Another one. Here you have again answers, 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 answers. And you need to figure out what was the question. For example, we have here in Marta, he is very handsome with curly brown hair. So the question must have been, what does he look like? Because here I have a description and so on. Okay, so let's continue with our second conversation. Who is going to read? Okay, let's start with Saoni and Joangel. So Saoni is Brooke and Joangel is Diego.
Hi, Diego. Good to see you. Is Cora here too?
Oh, she could to make it. She went to a concert with Alana.
Oh, let's go. Start to my friend, Paula. She doesn't now. A John here.
Paula, which one is she? Is she the woman wearing looking skin over there?
No, she's the dark one in chin and a scarf. She is standing near the window.
Okay, I like to meet her.
Okay, a scarf. Jeans and scarf. Okay. Janelle and Edward. Janelle is Brooke. Edward is Diego.
Hi Diego, good to see you. Is Cora here too?
Oh, she called to make it. She went to a concert with Alana.
Oh, let's go start. So my friend Paula, she doesn't know anyone here.
Hola, which one is she? Is she a woman wearing a love ski overture?
No, she's there. Her one is jean and her scarf. She's standing near the window.
Okay, I'd like to meet her.
Okay, scarf. Scarf. I'd like to meet her. Okay, Angela and Jennifer. Angela, Brooke, Jennifer, Diego.
Alright. Hi Diego. Good to see you. Is Cora here too?
Oh, she called me. She went to concert with Alana.
Oh, let's go talk to my friend Paula. She doesn't know anyone here.
Paula, which one is she? Is she the woman wearing a long skirt over there?
No, he's the tall one in me, and I cracked. He is standing near the window.
Oh, I like to meet her.
Okay, very well. Someone else is going to read. Okay, so which one is she? Hi, Diego. Good to see you. It's Cora here too. Oh, she couldn't make it. She went to a concert with Alana. Oh, let's go talk to my friend Paula. She doesn't know anyone here. Paula? Which one is she? Is she the woman wearing a long skirt over there? No, she's the tall one in jeans and scarf. She's standing near the window. Okay, I'd like to meet her. Okay, pretty simple conversation. Okay, so topic number 2, guys. Pay attention to this. This is not complicated, okay? This is pretty simple. But you are going to see for the first time this right here, which is called present participles. Okay? Present participles. Don't worry, I will explain it now. Okay, so what is the present participle? The present participle is an isolated verb form. It operates as a targeted modifier to pinpoint a subject. So we have the verb wear, wearing, talk, talking, sit, and sitting. So these verbs, when you add ing to a verb, the verb is now a present participle verb. I'm going to repeat that. When you add ing to a verb, the verb is now a present participle verb. Okay? Critical distinction. Forms like wearing, talking, and sitting are not tenses by themselves. They are purely structural tools waiting to be assigned a function. Okay, so the main thing with this, in the case of the students, is that you normally see ing with a tense, present continuous. But we're not talking about present continuous. We're talking about the present participle because the present continuous is a tense. For example, let's look at the sentence. He's wearing a hat. This is present continuous, right? How do I know that this is present continuous? Because I am seeing the structure, the subject, followed by the verb to be, followed by a verb in ing. This is the present continuous. But here we have the same verb with ing and it is not present continuous. This is only a present participle in a modifier form. The man wearing a hat. So here is helping me identify the person. Okay? So here the present continuous generates a complete sentence, right? This is a complete sentence. But here wearing functions exactly like an adjective. Okay? So this is present continuous. This is not present continuous. This is present participle. This is only the verb. Now the verb is not describing an action. It's only being used as an adjective, describing the person, not an action. Okay. More about that now. Okay. Look at here. Present continuous action. He is talking. Okay, to Brooke. This is present continuous. This is happening right now. But here you have the same verb talking ing, but it is not in present continuous. It is only here as a modifier. He's the man talking to Brooke. So here talking is helping me identify the man. Because the man is the one talking to Brooke. So talking is a modifier helping me identify the man. While here, talking is an action. So as you can see, when I have the present continuous, I need to have the verb to be followed by the verb in ing. But here, it doesn't happen like that. You have a person, and then you have the adjective. In this case, it's the same verb, but it has a different meaning because it is a different sentence. Again, let's see this. Why do we deploy present participles? Why do we use them? Okay, to identify. Instantly isolate someone in a group. For example, she's the woman wearing red. If I have, for example, all of these people, and I have to identify one of them, what is the easiest way to say something unique about that person? So that is when the present participles come in handy. She's the woman wearing, identifying. Or the guy talking on the phone is my boss. Again, talking here is a modifier. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me ask the question now. Did you get that? Did you get that? The difference between the present participle in the present continuous and the present participle without the present continuous when it is not being used as a tense? Is that clear? Do I have to make a quick explanation in Spanish?
Yes, teacher. Please explain in Spanish.
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Spanish.
Ok. Bien, chicos, lo que les estaba diciendo era, la confusión viene por esto, ¿verdad? Al principio, cuando vimos el presente continuo la primera vez, yo les mencioné que en inglés, la terminación ing no es un gerundio, ¿ok? Sino que ing se utiliza para modificar el verbo. Y dependiendo del contexto, puede ser presente continuo, puede ser un adjetivo o puede ser un sustantivo. Es decir, el mismo verbo puede tener varios usos en inglés cuando tiene el ing. ¿Ok? Entonces, cuando tenemos el presente continuo, tenemos el verbo ing y en ese momento, en esa oración, está describiendo una acción que está ocurriendo en el momento. Como por ejemplo, he is working. Presente continuo, la acción está ocurriendo ahora, ¿verdad? Pero no siempre que usted vea el ing en una oración significa que estamos frente a un tiempo verbal, como es el caso de esto que vemos aquí. Cuando nosotros vemos un verbo que tiene ing en una estructura como esta, en el que tenemos una persona, por ejemplo, ¿verdad? O un pronombre, y luego tenemos el ing, ya no estamos frente al presente continuo, estamos viendo simplemente el verbo en ing en su función de adjetivo. Fíjense que para yo tener el presente continuo, yo necesito he, por ejemplo, he, el verbo to be is, y seguido necesito el verbo en ing. He is working, ¿verdad? Fíjense que aquí no, aquí está el verbo to be, pero no está conectado con el wearing. Aquí está el verbo to be, pero no está conectado con el talking. Tengo algo que apareció primero. ¿Por qué? Porque la función de este ing no es para hablar de una acción que está ocurriendo en el momento, sino que está como adjetivo para ayudarme a identificar a alguien. Ah, he's the man wearing a blue shirt. Ah, es el hombre que lleva una camisa azul. He's the one talking to Brooke. Ah, él es el que está hablando con Brooke. Entonces, en inglés, estos verbos, cuando lo tenemos en esta función, no están hablando del presente continuo. Simplemente estamos hablando de un verbo en modo adjetivo para poder describir a alguien. Cuando uno llega a una fiesta o está en un lugar donde hay mucha gente y tiene que encontrar a alguien, le dice, oye, ¿quién es tal persona? Te tiene que decir un detalle. Ah, mira, él está hablando, él lleva puesto, él tiene aquello. Ah, bueno, ahí es que yo utilizo los participios. De manera técnica, a los verbos en ing se le llama presente participios, ¿ok? Ahora, el uso que se le dé a ese presente participio es lo que lo puede convertir en un sustantivo, en un adjetivo o en un verbo describiendo una acción que está ocurriendo en el momento. ¿Ahí se entendió eso?
Yes, teacher.
Entonces la idea es olvidarse de que ing siempre que lo veo es presente continuo. No. El ing depende de la oración. ¿Okay? El significado. La clave es descartar el presente continuo desde que usted no vea que el verbo, es decir, cuando usted va a la oración, si usted no ve el verbo to be y después del verbo to be no ve el verbo, olvídese que eso ahí no está funcionando como presente continuo. Porque el presente continuo amerita que el verbo to be y el presente continuo estén juntos. Porque es una acción que está, ¿verdad?, ocurriendo. Fuera de ahí, si usted ve el ing al inicio de una oración, si usted ve el ing después de otro nombre, ya eso es otra cosa. Ya no tiene nada que ver. ¿Ok? Entonces es importante tomar eso en cuenta. No vamos a ver los demás por ahora, pero sí ya estamos trabajando con los adjetivos. ¿Ok? Luego tenemos aquí debajo prepositions. Is the same idea. It's different ways that we have to identify someone. For example, who's Brooke? Ah, she's the woman with long black hair. Which one is Paula? She's the tall one in jeans. Who are the Harrisons? They're the people next to the window. Which ones are the Harrisons? They're the ones on the couch. So as you can see, the first question, who's Brooke, is singular. So we say she's the woman. ¿Ok? Sabemos eso en español. Cuando estamos identificando a alguien, utilizamos esa redundancia. Ella es la mujer. ¿Ok? Ella es la mujer. Él es el hombre. ¿Verdad? Usamos ese pleonasmo ahí. Él es el hombre. Ella es la mujer. Igual en inglés. She's the woman. Y miren que utilizamos el artículo definido the porque estamos hablando de alguien en específico. She's the woman with. So we can use prepositions as well as participles to describe someone. You decide which one you want to use. Again, which one is Paula? Singular. She is the tall one. Ella es la alta. Ella es la alta. She's the tall one in jeans. Who are the Harrisons? They're the people, because we're talking about the Harrisons, plural. They're the people next to the window. Or which ones are the Harrisons? They're the ones on the couch. Something else. As you can see, when I use the question which one or which ones, remember that one and ones are pronoun. We use one for singular and ones for plural. So if I use one in the question, I have to use one in the answer. She's the tall one. Which ones are the Harrisons? They're the ones. Okay? If I have one in the question, I have one in the answer. If I have ones in the question, I have ones in the answer. Okay? So far, so good. Is that clear?
Yes, teacher.
Nice. Smart people. Clever students. Okay, so more homework before our reading. Here we have this exercise. Write sentences about the people in the picture. Use the words given. So here we have to look at the picture and identify what are these people doing. And based on that, I have to build questions. For example, let's look at number one. We have here two words, once and playing chess. If I look at the picture, the people playing chess are Charles and Natalie, right? Charles and Natalie are playing chess. So I have to build a sentence with that. Easy. Charles and Natalie are the ones playing chess because they put me here once and playing chess. Easy. Charles and Natalie are the ones playing chess. The same thing with number two, with number three, number four, and number five. One and behind the couch in number two, it's easy. Who is behind the couch? Oh, it's Eduardo. So I have to build a sentence using one and behind the couch. Just as the first one. Easy peasy. Number two, rewrite the conversations. Find another way to say the sentences using the words in the box. Using these words in the box, we're going to find another way of saying the same thing. For example, who's Lucas? Well, if I use which, I can say which one's Lucas, and it's the same thing. Who's Lucas and which one's Lucas are the same questions, but with different structures. Don't be confused by this, guys. This is not ones in plural because Lucas is singular. This is the contraction of is. One is. Which one is Lucas? In English, I can say which one's Lucas. Okay? This is the contraction of the verb to be, singular, because whose Lucas is a singular question. Which one's Lucas is also a singular question, because here what I have is only the contraction of one is. He's the one next to the window. He's the guy near the window. Next to and near are practically the same. So you're going to do the same thing with the others using the words in the box. The one that you think is the closer one to the question. And the last exercise is this. Which one is Jeff? This looks long, but it's easy. So here we have verbs like cook, eat, look, play, sit, talk, use, wear. And we have to use those verbs here in present participle. So the only thing that you need to do is add ing to all of these verbs, but you have to identify where each of these verbs go. Okay? So you have to look at the picture, and by that, and using context, you have to make a guess. Which verb fits best? Okay? Ven la imagen, miran los verbos, le agregan ing y lo van colocando según encaje en el contexto. La imagen es clave para saber dónde va cada verbo. Okay, we have here easy to choose the correct responses. You have two possible answers. You have to choose one. Pretty easy. Okay, so let's work with our reading. The age of selfies. Who has the first paragraph? The birth of the selfie. Go ahead, Joan.
Yeah, reading now, teacher.
Yeah, letter paragraph A. Is that yours?
Oh, no, no, sorry, sorry, sorry.
Okay, if the person responsible.
Hi, teacher. Me tocaba a mí, pero como estoy congestionada, por eso no he participado hoy. Si me pueden ayudar uno de los compañeros a leerlo,
Okay, of course.
sería excelente.
Of course. Joan, do you want to read it? Do you want to help Nidia?
Okay.
Help Nidia out. Okay, let's go, Joan. The birth of the selfie.
Okay, the birth of the selfie. Most most of take a selfie now and then president, rock star, actor, and a sports star all take that. It's very easy to take a selfie on a smartphone, but the selfie is really a new idea back in the 1839. A man named Robert Cornelius took the very first selfie. Cornelius was a photographer for Philadelphia in the US. He took the picture of himself by setting up his camera and then running to start in front of it. On the back of the picture, Cornelius was the first live picture ever taken. 8039.
1839. Very well, Joan. Very well. So the birth of the selfie. Most of us take selfies now and then. Presidents, rock stars, actors, and sports stars all take them. It's very easy to take selfies on a smartphone, but the selfie isn't really a new idea. Back in 1839, a man named Robert Cornelius took the very first selfie. Cornelius was a photographer from Philadelphia in the US. He took the picture of himself by setting up his camera and then running to stand in front of it. On the back of the picture, Cornelius wrote, "The first light picture ever taken, 1839." So the selfie is not something, it's not a new invention. Someone did it before us. Okay, paragraph letter B, world's best selfie. Who has this?
Allow the screen, please.
Okay, Edward has it. Okay, of course, Edward. Let me help you right here. There you go.
Thanks. Ah, pero me la seleccionaron a mí, fue. Ok.
Is someone had it for this week? Is not here that person either. The person with paragraph letter B. Okay. Okay, let's see if Edward, do you want to read it, Edward?
Vamos a darle entonces, no era mío, pues vamos a darle.
Okay, let's go.
Ok. Astronaut. Okay, how said is teacher Japan astronaut to war space who talk not the only reason he famous multi-great and machine image. Air astronaut took this picture while he was under International Space Station. The first to assumed and did spay in the examine shot. He named it orbital astronaut Stern portrait.
Okay, he named it orbiting astronaut self-portrait. Okay, thank you, Edward. Thank you. So, world's best selfie, astronaut Aki Hoshida is the third Japanese astronaut to walk in space. But that's not the only reason he's famous. Hoshida created an amazing image. The astronaut took the picture while he was at the International Space Station. The photo shows him, the sun, and deep space in the same shot. He named it Orbiting Astronaut Self Portrait. Okay, let's continue with letter C. Who has paragraph letter C?
Is my teacher.
Oh, go ahead, Janelle.
The psychology of selfie. What do you people want to take picture of themselves? Psychologists say that is a old way of understanding who we are is also a whole way of controlling how other people see us when we take selfie. We can choose a filtering was the ones that make us look really good. At shelters we have friends or social media. Or always there some people take their selfies very seriously. They have even app people can use to make their face look perfect.
Okay, well done, Janelle. Well done. So, the psychology of selfies. Why do people want to take pictures of themselves? Psychologists say that it's a way of understanding who we are. It's also a way of controlling how other people see us. When we take selfies, we can choose the flattering ones, the ones that make us look really good, and share them with our friends on social media or over text. Some people take their selfies very seriously. There are even apps people can use to make their faces look perfect. Okay, and the last one, the daily selfie. Who has this paragraph? I think it was Camila's. No, it's not. Is Camila here? Oh, no, Camila's not here. I think it was Camila's. Okay, someone wants to read this paragraph, please, because I think it was Camila's, but she's not here because she had connectivity issues. Tell me, Saoni, go ahead.
The daily selfie.
Yeah, the daily selfie.
Okay. Several years ago, Poppy Disney started a fashion blog. She had a simple but great idea. Every day for a year, she posted a selfie of herself. Teacher, no se ve bien mi copia.
Of herself.
Wearing, okay, often solve, wearing a different outfit. So one day, she's wearing jeans. Another day, she's wearing skinny pants and a boogie sweater. The next day, she's wearing a hip dress. People love Poppy's blog. Many people started their own fashion blog because they like her so much.
Okay, very well,
Finish.
nice. So, several years ago, Poppy Disney started a fashion blog. She had a simple but great idea. Every day for a year, she posted a selfie of herself wearing a different outfit. So, one day she's wearing jeans, another day she's wearing skinny pants and a baggy sweater. The next day, she's wearing a hip dress. People loved Poppy's blog. Many people started their own fashion blogs because they liked her so much. Okay, easy, easy peasy. Okay, so let's do this and we will be done for the night. Let's see. Read the blog, match each question with the correct answer. What is Poppy Disney famous for? What is Poppy Disney famous for? Tell me, Saoni.
A fashion blog.
Yes, very well. E, a fashion blog. Number two, where did Aki Hashida take a selfie? Tell me, Jennifer.
Uh, Teacher A at the stage International State Station.
Yes, as the International Space Station. Okay, well done. Number three, who says selfies are a way of understanding ourselves? Tell me, Angelina.
Psychologist.
Yeah, psychologists. Number four, who took the first selfie? Who took the first selfie? Tell me, Angelina.
A man from Philadelphia.
Yes, a man from Philadelphia. Number five, where do many people post selfies? Tell me, Jennifer. Where?
On social media.
On social media. And the last one, what is Hoshida's job? What is Hoshida's job? Tell me, Angelina. What is?
Astronaut.
An astronaut.
What?
An astronaut. Okay, guys. So that's it. Well, this is the unit that I was talking about. This is the unit that is going to be the longest for you guys so far. But we will see more about that next Thursday. For now, let me show you. Okay, we have a couple of homework. We have a little homework, not that much. A little homework. For our next class, I will send the pictures now, guys, so you can do the homework. And we will see each other again on Thursday at 8 p.m. with everything, okay? So bring all the homework so you can participate every moment or every chance you get, okay? So if you don't have any questions, guys, that will be all for tonight. Have a really good night and see you again on Thursday at 8 p.m. Goodbye, good night.
Good night, teacher.
Bye bye.
Good night, teacher.
Bye
Bye.
bye.